Hi friends, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, Nepal. Welcome again to my channel. Many loves to my Tonians and a huge respect to my seniors. Yeah, friends, thank you very much for supporting me, for liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. Yeah, friends, as I had promised you in my last videos to share you my life experience. So you are kindly requested to comment, likes, and share my update to the others, so many people can get updates, and they may achieve benefits. If a single person can benefit from my efforts, then I will feel success. So please like, comment, and share the videos. And now be ready to get the updates and be ready to get the ideas of life changing. So please like, share, and comment. I'm going to start to share my ideas, uh, my experiences. So please watch full videos and share to other people. Oh, thank you very much for liking, commenting, and sharing the videos. So, uh, thank you again, and welcome again to all of you. Now, let me start my experiences. Uh, my life is started with a huge struggles from childhood. When I was very younger in childhood, around 3 years or less, my mother passed away, and then one of my elder sisters took care of me. And as I grew and I got younger, when I started my school, my primary school, I was feeling very frustrated just because of the financial conditions of my families. But my elder brothers supported me in every way, in all aspects, to handle my expenses. He bears all the expenses of my educations, and I could not feel that I have no mother, because my brother, is very supportive. Every people of that region know about him, about his support. So I'm feeling myself as a lucky person to get such kind of brother. Uh, After a big struggle, I completed my primary education and secondary educations. Now I will getting ready for the higher education. Now let me change my speaking style, because the style in which I'm speaking now, may it is so little difficult to understand to the people of our region. So I'm changing the style of my speaking. I'm trying to give the simplicity in my speech. And I told you that my brother supported a lot, and I did not feel any kind of difficulties during the primary education and secondary education. And after completing that primary and secondary education, I were getting ready for the higher education. And for the purpose of that higher education, I visited to Kathmandu for higher education with my middle brother. When I visited to Kathmandu for plus 2 higher secondary education, my middle brother supported me very much. He supported me a lot. But by watching the financial condition of my families, I were getting very frustrated, and I were feeling not to give any additional burden to my families, to my brothers. So by getting frustrated, I left my education from there, the secondary education I left, and I came back home again. And then I waste sometimes around 1 year. I waste to my home, and I was feeling very frustrated, very lonely, just because of financial condition of my families, my homes. So after wasting such times, but I had huge interest to continue my education, and at the same time, one of the friends of my elder brother, Qari Shahab, he helped me a lot because he helped me to join in a school in Kathmandu to teach. And after going Kathmandu again, I joined to that school, that Islamic school. And while teaching, I started my further education, the secondary education. And when I joined to that madrasa, that school, the salary I were getting was not enough. It was not enough to bear to manage the expense of my education. So I also started to work in a homeopathic medical clinic part-time. Yeah, friends, I forgot to tell you uh, a biggest frustration of my life. That was after completing SLC, secondary education, when I went Kathmandu for the higher education and for intermediate education. When I reached to the colleges, and I had a huge interest to study in science faculty, but because of that higher cost, higher expenses in that faculty, I were unable to choose that faculty, and uh, and finally I bound to choose commerce, which was within my budget. So I left the faculty of science and I joined the faculty of management, the faculty of commerce. While studying, I were working in two places, teaching in that madrasa, that school, and also working as a part-time job in a homeopathic medical clinic. But the salary, the amount I were getting from these both places, it was not enough. It was not enough for my expenses to meet the expense of my education, and I had also to watch my families, the expense and the financial conditions of my families. But along with that frustration, I continued my education and I completed my higher education plus two intermediate in commerce, and again I started my bachelor degree. Yeah, and after completing that 3 years bachelor course, BBS, Bachelor in Business Studies, I also again visited home, uh, and when I reached home, I spent some times, and then I thought to continue my master degree, but still the financial conditions were facing me. I was facing and I was suffering from that financial conditions. Still I was suffering, and just because of that financial conditions, uh, I failed to live my education, and I were thinking for the job, just to improve the financial conditions of my family. And then I planned for the job, for abroad job, and I visited to Qatar. Now I am in Qatar, and when I visited in first time in Qatar, the dates was good because here there was my relatives supporting me a lot for bearing all kind of expenses. So I was not feeling any kind of burden, any kind of frustration, any kind of tensions to bear the expense, because one of my relatives is living here and he was supporting me too much. And in the beginning, the time was good here, but as the time were passing, the pressures and the tensions, frustrations were increasing, just because it was the new place and I were unable to know. I had no idea about this place, about the people, about the language of this country, and even my English was very poor, and I were unable even to talk in English in that time. and the frustrations were increasing to me just because of not getting the job, not getting the employment. There in my home, the financial conditions was really it was very poor from the beginning, and still after reaching here, when I was looking for the job, I was not getting the job just because of my inability. But after second months of frustration, when I prayed Salatul Asr, and then I visited to a shop nearby my accommodation, and I asked and I talked there for the job, and the GM was sitting there of that company. He was really very good person, and he supported me. He told to join the duty. He supported me for the job, and he accepted my request for the job. And the salary I got from that place, that new place, it was not enough according to my desire, according to my demand, but it was really more than my knowledge, my experience, and everything. Because in the beginning, I were knowing nothing about that company, the business ideas in that sector. So I'm feeling very, very glorious, and I'm feeling thankful to that the GM of that company, because I had knowing nothing, I was knowing nothing, but he accepted my application, and let me join the duty. Then I started my job there, and Alhamdulillah, every person's working there was very good, even from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom. All the managements were very good. The company was also very good, and I worked around 5 to 6 years, less than 6 years, but around 6 years, more than 5 years. I worked there, and I got some improvement in my financial conditions. And after working there around 5 to 6 years, I left the company just because of the salary was not enough. It was not sufficient to manage my family expenses, and it was not enough to meet the responsibilities, the burden on my head, and the burden of my families. There was a huge burden of financial burden on the head of my families, even to me. So I left that company, and I tried to join another new company, and I was looking for the job for to get a sufficient amount of the salary. But after leaving from there, I got too much sufferings, too much problems, too much frustrations, because again I was unable to get the job. You know, the conditions, the Qatar economic condition in the country, it was very bad. In very bad situation, I left that company, and I regret a lot. I regret a lot of regrets came to me just because of leaving the company. I became just like pagal, just like crazy, just like mad by not getting the jobs. Finally, after a big struggle, I got job in another company temporarily, and I worked there 2 3 months. And because of the financial conditions of the Qatar, and the business was not good, the company we are running on loss. So in 2 3 months, the company closed, and I also left from there. I had to left from there, and again the frustration started, and again I started looking the job somewhere else, but I could not get the job. And after with a huge frustration, I went back to my home, to my country, to my home, and I spent a long time there, around 5 to 6 months, and again I came back in Qatar and looked a job, looking for a job, and around 1 to 2 months I visited everywhere online, and visiting applications I was trying for the job. And after 1 or 2 months struggle, I got job in another company. as I'm getting late, I'm getting delay, uh, and also the video is going to be longer, and the sun is also arose, and I'm also feeling now little warm just because of sunrise and just because of rising in temperature. So I want to stop the videos, and the remaining part, another part of this video of this motivation, inshallah, I will share you next time. So for for the time again, now I have to stop the videos, and let me go. I will go back to home, and inshallah I will try very soon to update the next step, another step of this video. So for the time right now, goodbye, assalamu alaikum, jai Nepal.